don't think that you have to reprogram men. I think you have to reprogram women.
No, you have to reprogram the man so that he will forcefully take what belongs to him, because you know women is...
Black women debate their relationships on TV. Oh yeah, and this is before Oprah. This was back in 1970.
Take off on the flight, slimy and muddy, that's just what I like. I be sipping on mud. Bitch, I come from the mud.
Thank y'all for tuning back in to Slum Reacts. You already know who it is. It's your boy, Project Slumlord, king of the slum business, man. I just want to give a #1 shout out to all my big slums and my slumettes that's in the building that be checking in and watching my videos, man. Yeah, as y'all seen in the beginning of the video, we're gonna be reacting to excuse me, some older, our if you my age, they like our grandparents, but if you a YN, they like your great grandparents.
Purchase your tracks.
Talk about relationships. I'm just curious to see, from what's changed from then to now, how the women was, how the men was. So I've always wondered, and I never really had these talks with my grandparents, so I don't really know how their relationships was back then. But now I get a video that kind of sees, the in-depth of, how they was thinking, and with the aura and the energy of what they was feeling like back then. So without further ado, y'all, let's get into it.
African Americans, with the resurgence of black awareness and pride, black men and women face new problems, not only in relation to white society, but to each other in a black society. Recently, there has been a stream of articles on this subject, and the Chicago Daily Defender, America's largest black newspaper, began a series some weeks ago on the emergence of the new black woman. Benny Washington, reporter for the paper, surveyed the Chicago scene to report on how black men and women believe the revolution in racial pride will affect them and their families, before the sociologists and experts tell us how we are supposed to react.
As a reporter for the Chicago Daily Defender, and as a black woman married to a black man, I've become deeply aware of the effects of this new black revolution on the relationship between black man and black woman. I see it among my own friends, and I also see it in my home. But the most revealing and the most vocal statements about what the new black man expects from the new black woman came when I met with a group of young unmarried friends one Saturday afternoon.
I think that America, as far as black men and black women is concerned, is that there's a revolution within a revolution. We are fighting our own woman. Our woman will not allow us to emerge as black men. No. But our black women, who has been put in this role of aiding white America, white structure, and castrating the black male, has continued doing this. She cannot live with us. It's not that we can't live with her.
Are you blaming us? Are you saying that it's our fault that this happened?
No, I'm not blaming black America women. I just said that I'm blaming the system. They are victims of the system like the black male.
Well, why do you say that we are castrating you? You say that you want to be the leaders. Okay, well, what about the black professional woman? Are you saying that there should be no black professional woman? Are you trying to deny black women the right to be creative, the right to function?
We're not asking for you to take a back seat. We're saying that you have got to be astute enough and can view the situation well enough where you just automatically know what your role is and step back. And whenever you want to have that aggressive thing, this is the thing that the young black man today is not going to tolerate. My old man tolerated it because his old man tolerated it. It came up for years and years and years. But today, the young black man is not going to take it. He's going to be out there as the leader.
White America has used black women to keep the black male in its...
Boy, they yo, why they sound just like us today? They sound like all the manosphere red pill men. That's crazy. I don't see much of a difference changing.
Place, and you're still aiding them by saying, well, we are qualified, we want to work, we can help.
Okay, how are you going to reprogram men so that they don't let us take over what's supposed to be their responsibility? And men that I have had dealings with, they are perfectly willing to sit back and let us do anything we want to.
I don't think that you have to reprogram men. I think you have to reprogram women.
No, you have to reprogram the man so that he will forcefully take what belongs to him, because you know women, as long as we can get, we gonna get.
Wow. Did she just say the man gotta forcefully take what belongs to him? Boy, that sounds like a charge in 2025, man. Sirs, don't listen to this, but that was wild. That was crazy. That was crazy. I guess. Let's keep going.
And it's part of our being. We're going to do anything to you that you let us, whether we want to or not.
You don't want to live on the level of income that I can afford you in love. Me, on the basis of that, you want to always be aspiring to have all those things that's a part of the great middle-class white American society. And because I can't deliver these things to you, you say that you are not a man.
I don't measure a man by how much money he can bring home. I measure a man by how he treats me. Whether when I'm tired and I'm sick and I'm scared, he's there.
For these women,
God, they sound just like the women today. I don't care about how much money. It's how he treats me. But I mean, it is a lot of women out here that really don't care about the money that a man bring in. They really do. It's some that really do care about, how you treat them, how you make them feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make money, but it don't gotta be, in 2025, they want you to make $100K or better, which that's not a lot today. But it's women out here that's okay with $50,000, $60,000 a year. You get what I'm saying? So I get where she coming from, but dang, they sound just like the women of the day.
women, the men are there. But with the feeling of racial pride has come new conflicts and new problems. Across America, they meet to discuss what Black awareness means to their families and to them as Black women of today.
You know, there have been a lot of myths created about the Black family. We all recognize that. And one of the most pernicious myths is the myth of the Black matriarch, and this whole concept. And I think this is one of the reasons that the Black community reacted so negatively to the Moynihan report, because we know that that's not true.
It was not like
the Black woman has not been a matriarch in the sense that it has been defined thus far. And thank God research, and I hope Black research, is being done now to reverse that kind of thing. In fact, the Black woman has been a woman at the head of a household, not by choice, but by necessity. And often, that's right, and more often than not, she is not a strong...
This is 1970? This is 1970? Dang. That sound like today.
Matriarchal, aggressive, domineering figure.
Oh yeah, but let's just be honest. What is it, like 60 years later? It's proven something.
She is a woman in search of a man, but this story has not been told.
The prejudiced society created what we have now. So that's what we were. Okay, we have a revolution going on. We're part of the revolution.
We're in an evolution. I think the revolution is yet to come.
Yeah, it's the
well, this thing
we keep tossing the word revolution around lightly.
Actress Val Ward performs the works of our Black poets and dramatists. For her, Black awareness is not revolutionary, but the very foundation of her marriage. Val's husband, Francis Ward, talks of the struggles of the Black family in the past and the obstacles that lie ahead.
It's extremely important for Black history and culture to be transmitted from generation to generation. And the best way, the most effective way that this has always been done is through the family, acting as the primary unit of social organization. And I think one reason why it has not been done with Black people is because of the destruction done to our family life. So this certainly has to be one function of the black marriage, to begin to re-emphasize and to pick up the thread of Afro-American history and culture that has been left off generations ago when Africans were bought, sold into slavery, when the family unit was purposely destroyed. Part of the obligation of being black is to make absolutely certain that whoever has any kind of control or jurisdiction over your kid, is not bringing him into conflict with the kinds of things we teach. We try to instill in them here in the home.
Most middle-class homes, quote middle-class homes, like I don't even get caught up in that bag, you go into will have some copy of anybody, any white artist, I don't even have to name anybody, instead of the works of black artists. I think it starts, especially that identity part, the books, the kinds of books. All of these things start in the home rather than complaining about them being in the schools at this point.
Unless we're absolutely certain of how that teacher is handling them, then we may have to assume that whole responsibility. We may have to pull them out of school ourselves, and do all the educating ourselves.
Say, for instance, when they say to my child to draw, last year Rhonda painted Abraham Lincoln brown and she was put in the corner, We had to go up to the school and deal with that. They must be respectable to their peers in school. And what we do, we handle that. We don't say, you jump up, you curse that teacher out, or you say it doesn't exist. But they see us at that school knocking on the door. You have to be in there. Either we're going to control, their minds here, or at least give them the choice.
A lot of this is new to us, and a lot of these things we're grappling with, and we don't want to give anybody the impression that we have the answer to everything.
Not only that, though, let me cut you off again. People go around talking about hate. We really don't have time to hate because, it gooses up the bag. We're loving ourselves. Mm-hmm. This might bring around a lot of other different things.
To be black means to love. It's got nothing to do with having to hate anybody.
It does determine, though, Francis, it has nothing to do with hate again. It's love. That we might have to do certain things to protect that love.
It may bring us into conflict with somebody.
Necessary to protect that love.
Finally, I asked Francis about the standards of today's black man as compared with those of 20 years ago.
Standards which white society had projected. I think these standards were that he had to become successful according to the white mode. He had to get a good job, he had to buy a good car, he had to move to the suburbs, he had to rear a good family that went to church every Sunday, that did everything that the typical good American family was supposed to do. And I don't think the black man necessarily is addicted to that notion. I think he sees the falsity of it. I think he sees the total hypocrisy of it. I think he wants to rear a tightly knit family, but not for the purposes that white society says. He doesn't want to rear a family for any sham purposes, just to fulfill some false ethic. But he wants to rear a good family in order to have his children strong.
I ain't gonna lie, they sound like they was much more smarter than we was, cause the way they talk better than us. They communicate, I don't know, they just talk better than the way we talk. To me. Rearing up a family, I would have never thought to say nothing like that.
In his own image, perhaps, and to transmit, most importantly, to transmit the values which he is learning to his children, and to try to ensure as best he can that his children will transmit those same values to their children, and have the same transmission repeated from generation to generation.
Listen to me. I am a woman. Black, that is.
Oh, shit.
And there is but one thing which brings tears to my eyes. And that is to hear man, woman, or child stand up with strength and say, I'm proud. I'm black. And that's beautiful.
Well, I don't see too much change since then as far as mentality and the plight of what they deal with as couples. But yeah, I just at least you see them together, and the way that they was talking, they was communicating really well as couples together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just don't see nothing change. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. What's the difference between now and then? If you agree with like uh them when they said that the system was the reason for uh them breaking up the homes and like intentionally trying to break up the family homes. Or let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I don't know. I feel like I don't see no difference. It's the same thing that's going on then is going on now. The only difference I see is that there's way more couples. Like it was way more married people back then, and together people, couples didn't know. But it's just the times, different times, I guess. So again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. You already know who it is. It's your boy. I'm out.
And why can't you take off on a flight? Try me and muddy, that's just what I like. I be sipping on mud. Bitch,